Welcome back to Sim Racing Stewards, a series where I pretend like I don't do this stuff myself and judge you for it. Great move. Before we start, a massive congratulations to the Sim Racing Stewards subreddit. Over 100,000 members now. Amazing. Congratulations, guys. Double thumbs up. That being said, let's get into it. My friend called me slurs. Christ. After saying I shouldn't have been there, I think he's wrong. So what you're saying is your friend in the Red Bull livery called you slurs. Welcome back, Yuri Vips. Anyway, we're at Algarve, Portimao, whatever the hell you want to call it, coming into the last couple of corners now. Long right-hander coming up. Nice and easy. Guy in front goes wide, so it gives us a bit of a chance to be up the inside. The guy's going nowhere here now. We're now going to go to the outside. And he's washing wide, giving us not very much room at all. And then crashes into the side of us like a dingus. I mean, to me, that looks like our boy Frosted Sphinx just had no mirror or no awareness of the situation. He goes wide here, gives you a run, gives you an opportunity to be there on the outside. He then takes the inside line. You are entitled to a bit of space at this point. And he gives you that space, just about, but then decides at the end to... You're gonna die, clown! That's not really the one. Yeah, your friend's a bit of a dingus, mate. I don't really know what the hell he's doing there. Wanted all the track and then the part you were on as well, despite having all the room to the outside here. And I suspect it was just a bit of a desperate move to make sure you didn't pass and ended with you both actually going into the barrier. And on the auto reset, you actually get ahead. All in all, it all worked out. It was an overtake, but maybe not the overtake that was meant to happen. Oh, actually, it's F122. I couldn't tell because all these games just look and sound the same to me. Next. Guy said I, Red, have a problem. But to be honest, I didn't even see him. That might be the problem. So we're at VIR, Virginia International Raceway. This guy is on the inside. He's still on it. He's going to go for a move here. I mean, you left the door open and he put the car there. And... you just sort of turned like he wasn't there. Usually in these ones, I'm like, oh no, the guy behind should have been more patient. But if you leave the door wide open like that, you're braking early. I mean, he's there. You have to give him room at this point. You can't just turn in like he's not there. So yeah, I think you do have the problem, Red. So here's the onboard again. Obviously, we don't see him. There's no virtual mirror here, so we can't see what this guy sees. But yeah, bonk. And round he goes. This is one of the very rare occasions where I actually side with the guy going for the lunge. I mean, it's a big move, but look out that he's there. He's got the car slowed down, and you are just not reacting to the fact that he's gone for that move. You have to do that. I understand the line for this corner is in keeping with what the other guys are doing, but you can get to the apex first in a correct way, not in the damn Max Verstappen way, all right? But you can get to the apex first and sort of claim the corner. You have a right to space at that point. So yeah, for me, this is on the red car. Red car should be more aware of what's going on behind him. And I guess defend the line. And if the door's open, then expect someone to try and walk through it. Lead admin, the striped Z4, disqualified me and R8 and the white SCG from this race for dive bombing / reckless driving. Did I deserve such a harsh penalty as well? This essentially ruined my hopes in the season's title fight of only 2 races left. First of all, let me tell you, league admins racing in their own races and then handing out punishments, you can't do that. It's why when we tend to run leagues, if there are incidents that go on, the people involved in them, if they happen to be involved in running the league, are not allowed to give any judgment, because that way it kind of keeps it a bit more impartial. Because if someone overtook me in a way that I thought was even slightly annoying, and I had that power to just win, I'd be like... So the stripe said 4. I'm going to guess it's this guy up here. I can't really see. Yeah, it's a guy at the front of this little queue here. So he's leading the race, I presume. So got a good move on the Glickenhaus. We're by there. Good run there. Little bit of contact side by side, but it's all right. We're a long way back from the Z4. You goddamn stupid idiot. It was a great move by the Audi. Not so much from the Glickenhaus behind it. I mean, look at the mirror. The guy just he brakes super early. We've got a toe in an Audi. This is a great move. Guess it stopped. And I don't know, to be honest. I mean, the Glickenhaus was kind of there as well. I really hate people like this in sim racing. I really do. People who are basically butthurt about being overtaken and then go, right, okay, I'm going to use this power I've got in my admin position to make your life worse because I am not good enough, frankly, to understand that if I've got all these cars, I should probably maybe think about defending, given that 2 of them are now going to the inside. Now I'll just stay here. Oh, I've been overtaken by 1. I've been overtaken by 2. And that's it. But to be fair, we're giving this guy for braking. Look at his brake inputs here, bottom right-hand corner. That looks like either gamepad or keyboard braking to me, where it's just stopping the input there. Like, big brake, there's no progression, it's just on or off. It might explain why it's not good in the braking zone. But the fact remains, I'd say the Glickenhaus was there. The Audi, great move. Fantastic move. There's nothing wrong with that at all. This guy's just braked too early. And then this guy comes in. I think the Glickenhaus was making that corner. I think it's really unfortunate for this BMW to get punted like that, but I cannot believe they disqualified the R8 for that one. That is awful. So no matter what happens here, the league admin is in the wrong and shouldn't be a league admin. If you're watching this, don't do it. Obviously you're too close to the racing. If you want to be a steward, then don't race. If you want to race, don't be a steward. It's that easy. As for the moves, it's hard to the second contact is really hard to talk about because I think honestly the BMW braked so early and took such a wide line into the corner. You just invite people to come in to the apex there. As I said in the last clip, door's open, you're going to walk through it, and the door was open until the BMW shut it too late. For me, I'd say no further action, and the BMW driver needs to stop throwing their toys out the pram. No Temperature says, my friend said this move was illegal. I'll be the judge of that. This version of Kota is it's fine. Same as before. You're just there. The guy in this car's too slow. You're faster. Same as before. Guy needs to get good.
I swear, you guys don't support me at all.
This was during qualifying. Ferrari said that I, the Lambo, was at fault for this crash. I was in a hot lap, he wasn't, and got a little bit offended. Dude, I've had this in real life. It's so annoying. Not the crashing bit, but when you're on a hot lap and someone just drives out the pits and goes, oh, sorry, oopsie, and ruins your lap straight away. For me, that should be a warning, then a penalty if you do it again in any racing series. But an interesting fact about club level motorsport, at least, is that you have to go and pay stewards usually to go and look at your incident unless there's a big crash that's very obvious. Something like being blocked on qualifying, they don't care about unless you go, here's some money, can you look at that please? Motorsport isn't broken. So what's going on here? Oh, I don't really know what this guy was. It looks like a intentional block. There's more? Is this guy all good? What am I watching?
Judges.
I'm not sure what this Ferrari driver is doing, honestly. This is just peak helmetry. Causes the crash by going super slowly on his outlap, then drives really erratically, I think obviously on some sort of keyboard and gamepad, given how the movements are, and then decides, I don't know why, to then crash into the back of the guy? This is the sort of stuff that usually we don't see so much in sim racing, because sim racing, I think, it's, without trying to be it's usually a step above the open lobby stuff. Maybe you get in GT7 or in Forza. It's a bit more organised. People take it a bit more seriously. So when you see stuff like this, it's a bit jarring, almost. I mean, for me, if I was a league admin, I would just kick this guy from the league. Straight away, he's out. There's no time for people with that mentality in the league at all. Not only are you not paying attention on the circuit, you're then intentionally wrecking a guy who you impeded on his flying lap for some reason. There's nothing else. Just huge helmetry on display here today. Who is at fault for this? I am the blue Ferrari. A lot happened there in 9 seconds. Nürburgring, Schumacher S. Blue Ferrari's off. So now this gravel, unsurprisingly, slows you down quite a bit. So he comes back onto the racing line. For some reason, I'm not saying the Aston Martin has to give way to this guy, but there's a little bit of use your brain here. This guy's gonna obviously rejoin into your path. Maybe time to open up the steering a bit. Does so right at the last second. Then he goes on the gravel. Ferrari is now sitting in the middle of the circuit. Aston does the same things as Ferrari did. Actually hits a bump, gets launched in. And the Manthey car's you know what? fuck off. You love to see it. Just bad rejoining, really, from both the Ferrari and from the Aston Martin. The Ferrari is a little bit like, I can understand because you have not really got anywhere else to go, but you don't have to come across the entire circuit when you come back on. You know, you've got to try and give room to these cars that are faster behind you because guess what? They were good enough to not go off the circuit. I think what happens here really is just hilarious, frankly. I mean, the Ferrari sort of set off the chain reaction that was that incident, so I guess you'd probably put blame at them, but both them and the Aston Martin gunned it up on the gravel and had weird rejoins. This Porsche is an innocent party and the one that actually survived, so I guess justice is served in some weird way, but I think the way that the Ferrari rejoined initially, yeah, it caused this whole thing. So if I was to blame anyone for this, it would be them. Mustang pit maneuvers BMW whilst trying to overtake. Seen a lot of that today, haven't we? So we're at Sebring, coming up the tower turn. This corner sucks, staring at me. All looking good so far. Coming up to a very fast double left-hander here. Really easy to make a mistake. Then we go into, I think it's called Le Mans, like this little complex up here. On the inside. Still there. We're on the inside nicely. Side by side. Good racing so far. I've got a feeling it's about to end. Oh, that's a big hit for the BMW as well. They're definitely dead. They did pretty well up until here. Let's have a look. So, I mean, Mustang is good here. He took a lot of this curb on the inside. Was he within track limits here? I'd argue he's not within track limits there. I mean, the BMW gave some space. Let's have a look. Did he give a... I mean, not really. He didn't give a car's width there, does he? I mean... So this is where I'm going to pause it. This is where, like, I'm going to try and make my judgment here, because if I'm being a stickler for the rules, which I guess you have to be when you're doing stewarding, or attempting to anyway, is that the racing service usually is you have to have a couple of wheels inside the white line. In this case, the yellow line. So the BMW is fine, completely four wheels over. The Mustang is not inside those track limits and is outside the track limits on a curb, or not on the racing surface. You could argue that he's there though because the BMW doesn't give him room on the inside. But then you can say that this counts as a rejoin, and it's not a safe rejoin because he goes into the side of this BMW. See what I mean? It's a bit of a strange one, this one. For me, as like a driver, this is just hard racing and unfortunate contact that's caused a spin. I think in real life, it'll be a bit of door-to-door contact and they both get away with it. In sim, though, you get this weird sort of like sketchy sim contact and you get attached to each other. One person gets launched and it's a whole thing. I think if we're being like properly pedantic about it, it is on the Mustang for being outside the racing surface, rejoining the racing surface into the BMW. The BMW could have definitely given him more room. In fact, probably should have given him more room. But I'm also tempted just to call it a racing incident because it's close racing. They were really good up until then, and it's just a shame that it ends with the BMW dying. I'm curious in your opinions on that one. Comment down below in the description. Let me know what you think. In the description, down below in the comments. Did I do anything wrong in this clip? I'm POV. Guy getting speared. You saved him! That was nice at the end there. You sort of brought him back again. Wait, is he going to come back at us? Oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Don't do it! Don't do it! He did it. Goddamn, like, knuckle-dragging IQ reaction to that. Like, I understand it is frustrating when this happens. And your reaction to that is, you know what? I'm going to DNF both of us. The incident at the start, whose fault is this? We are significantly alongside from what I can see here. This guy turns in actually pretty early, if we're comparing him to the guy in front. And then kind of turns himself over the car. It's an annoying place to overtake this, but I don't subscribe to the you can't overtake their mentality. You can overtake anywhere if you're alongside. The other guy's just got to defend it. That's racing, you know. In this case, I feel like we're there. And the guy on this side just, again, doesn't acknowledge that we exist. Turns the car over the front. Spins himself, I'd say, actually, and then you very, very kindly actually push him back around again. So you're a hero in this one. This guy on the outside in the blue and yellow car. What a dickhead, mate. God, I just... Thing is, it goes from a racing incident into being banned for 7 days. For no reason. You know what I mean? I do hope this guy got a holiday for this, because I hate the intentional wrecks, because it just means all the practice you've both put in for the race is ruined by one, like, red misted moment. It's stupid. It's not worth it, especially in something you pay a lot of money for. Imagine being so high IQ that you pay out the arse for iRacing and then get yourself banned by doing stupid stuff like this. Stop it. File protest for intentional wrecking? Question mark. There's more. Oh, just lovely. Simply lovely. Oh, you set this up so nice. I mean, you're not going to make the move here, but you get in his mirrors. You upset him enough, so he then launches it into his next corner, overspeeds into here. Off he goes, slows down. Then, for some reason, decides that, you know what, now I'm going to wreck you. Comes across, wrecks himself. Puts himself in the wall and out the race. The level of brain power on display in today's episode is far beyond what my mortal mind can comprehend. Yeah, it's a pretty slam dunk intentional wreck. I always feel like it's an ego thing, right? It's like having your fucking ankle broke when you're playing basketball. Some guy just goes around you and you're done. Like, it's annoying. It happens sometimes. I have people like launch around the outside of me sometimes and make it stick. And I sit there being like, damn, that's annoying, but that was a nice move. My reaction isn't to them be like, oh, I've been outplayed. Well, outplay this and then just launch a guy. You'll get much more out of sim racing and driving in general if you just understand that, like, you're going to be overtaken sometimes. How you react to that is how the rest of your race is going to play out. You can either go, okay, let's try and get him back, or you can have a fucking aneurysm and do stupid stuff like that. You could protest that as an intentional wreck, for sure. It's the answer to that question. He said this was the camera car's fault. Complete noob, but did he not just drive into me? Is that his line somehow? That's like the saddest crash of all time. Yeah, he just drove into you. You're going straight. He just decides to drive into the side of you there. Yeah. That's not on you. But at the start of the race, I think you don't have the spotter saying you've got a car on your right. You just sort of start and then it sort of kicks in after a few meters. So this guy might not even know you're there, despite literally lining up next to you on the grid and seeing you on the grid there. That was a 60 kph incident, and you guys didn't even get like a quarter of the way down a T1. That's got to be the record for the slowest and quickest crash we've seen on sim racing Stewards. To put it bluntly, you were driving forward predictably, did nothing. The other guy came across and spun himself over the front of you and then blamed you for it, because of course he did. POV, you did nothing wrong. Guy in the red just decided to end the race early. Massive argument, please help settle. Forza Motorsport in literal boxes. Oh, we're getting squeezed. Let's go on to left-hander. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go there? You're still there. You can't. The guy's putting him in the wall. Where's this guy meant to go, man? Oh, my God. Oh, why are they all like this today? You always have to leave the space.
All the time you have to leave a space.
All right, this is not leaving the space. Forza Motorsport can just get out. I was yelled at for brake checking. I'm the blue Camaro. Let's have a look. What has the blue Camaro done? What? What? So he yelled at you for braking for the corner. Why are people so shit, for God's sake? If you can't deal with racing offline and people braking when they're gonna brake because you're the fucking hero of this, you're the main character here, you know. If you can't do that, go back to practice and learn to do it. What I've seen in this so far is lots of people who maybe can drive pretty well on their own, but just absolutely shit themselves when they go into wheel-to-wheel combat. And what's this Porsche doing back here? What's this Porsche up to? Just, oh man. Some days it just be like this, but my brain is going to start leaking out my ears at this point. Audi driver, you weren't brake checked, you just panicked. But you yelling at the guy for him apparently brake checking you, just get off voice chat. Yell into the abyss. If you enjoyed that Sebring version of Sim Racing Stewards, feel free to tap that like button and subscribe. God, we saw a lot of helmetry today. As always though, interested to hear your opinions on the instance we've seen in this video. Let me know down below in the comments. Hope you have an awesome day. Take care. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.